Good morning, everyone.
Morning! Welcome to WRME Live, where I've got caffeine and keys on my cup. Apparently I have keys on my cup.
Why not?
Why not? Okay. We are going to be talking about something near and dear to my wicked little heart. Distressed properties. For you guys who may or may not know, I used to do that as my only job. Short sales, distressed properties, deed in lieu, helping people avoid foreclosure, and I am deeply attached to it. And we're starting to see some things. So we're going to kind of go over avoiding becoming a distressed property. And some of it is
Easy.
It's cut and dry and easy. And some of it is you got to check your pride at the door, or it might be uncomfortable.
Like mowing. You would think, oh, that's normal. Some people don't, or lawnmower breaks, or health could cause a lien if code enforcement's called.
And people that are getting close to the distressed property or are in the distressed property situation, it's just like being in a depression. Little things become hard because the stress of it weighs. And so even though you got this mortgage that you're struggling to pay and it just makes you so tired thinking about it, mow your yard. That way code enforcement isn't making your life any harder than it needs to be.
Well, and the thing is, like, let's say you were let go or whatever. You know, we had this pandemic and it's hard. You're scraping pennies, and that's one thing you're like, I don't have to do. You know, you really do.
Yeah, because last thing you want is those code enforcement dings to come up. Plus, we all know that leaves up against like a wood frame house, that can lead to termites getting. That increases how much you have to repair, your cost. So mowing your lawn and doing general repair and upkeep. I'm not saying repaint the whole house, but I mean, if you've got flaking paint, chip off the paint, and doesn't have to match, but it does need to be sealed. That way it's defended. And you can get as close a match as you can, so that way you don't have to think about it later. Last thing you want to do is paint it primer and have to think about going back and painting it to match the rest of the green house. But, I mean, general repair and upkeep, even small things will prevent
Changing filters,
Oh, yes.
servicing your heat and air, having your roof checked once a year, you know, cleaning out your gutter. You know, these are just routine things that can help prevent a bigger problem down the line.
and helps maintain whatever equity you might have in your house.
Yes.
Because if the house is worth, I'm going to low number,
150.
150 in good condition, you need to spend a little bit of time and energy and a little bit of money to keep it as close to that nice condition, so that way if something happens and you need to sell, you have as much of that equity as you can.
And we understand some people won't replace the carpet until they're ready to move because they have
hard.
kids, pets, wear and tear,
Moving furniture sucks.
and that too. So things like that are understandable. You can do it right before we list. I've had clients do that before, and it was no big deal.
But besides paying your mortgage to the best of your ability, and I'll go right down that rabbit hole in a minute, don't acquire new debt. It limits your options if you have to find a creative way to get out of your home. If you do realize you're going down that distress path, my phone is ringing, ignoring. If you have to go down that distress path, you don't want a $30,000 speedboat on your credit history,
Right.
because then, because you acquired more debt, you've limited yourself on perfectly good options like a refinance on your house. You love your house, you don't want to move, you know you have equity, but life happened and now the mortgage is a struggle. If you have enough equity and decent credit and not a ton of debt, you can quite literally just go to a lender, talk to them, and try for a refinance. You get to stay in your home. You might even get a much lower mortgage payment, but you, because of that speedboat that you didn't really need, you now have limited your options.
And when you're refinancing, ask questions.
Lots of them.
Read any documents they gave you before signing. Make sure you fully understand what you're doing before you do it.
Yes, and there are different types that some people convey as a refinance to try and make it understandable for some folk. But for instance, there are so many different types of refinance. Go to a lender. A real lender, not Quicken, not Rocket, not someone over the internet. Go to a flesh and blood lender.
We just say that because sometimes it's easier to sit down in front of someone and talk and ask questions rather than over the phone initially.
You'll get more concrete information compared to the what's called a pre-qualified estimate you'll get off most online lenders. So in the case of this is your home and you're about to be distressed or you think you're going to be distressed, you need to talk to someone that can give you not pre-qualified, but pre-approved, something more solid, more concrete. Because this is your home and we want to do whatever's best for you. But on that topic of refinance, there are also some government programs, and I want you to be very aware of these two words, HARP and HAMP. If you cannot do a traditional refinance with a lender, you might end up working with your bank to do a HARP, which is a type of refinance, Home Affordable Refinance Program. And it's usually not the better of the two deals, but if you can't do one with a normal lender, you might be able to do it through your current lender. And then there's HAMP, Home Affordable Modification Program. I don't know anyone who hasn't been screwed over by a HAMP.
That doesn't mean it hasn't worked.
There are people out there. I've never met them because I deal in distressed properties. But what happens is what they do is they take all the ones I've seen. If they're different types, I'm not aware. The ones I've personally seen, they go, okay, your mortgage is $100,000. We're going to take $30,000 and put it as a lien on your house. So now your mortgage is based on $70,000. Your mortgage payment just went down a ton. And then when you decide to sell the house in 40 years after you've paid off the mortgage, you pay that $30,000. That's a lien on your house when you sell it. Cool. On paper, in the imaginary world paper, that's brilliant. And a few people have probably been very happy and successful with that. All the people that I've personally met, it ate their equity. It ruined their chances. It messed with their lives because had to move to Georgia. Husband decided he wanted someone else in his life and divorced his wife. All these things that in the perfect world at that time, they're like, yeah, this is going to be my forever home. And then great Nana Noodleman in Arizona became terminally ill, and it was easier for them to move to Arizona than move her to Oklahoma. Life happens. I'd rather you be in a refinance situation where you don't have to worry about a continual flat debt of $30,000 rather than you can rent out the house, whatnot. Or even if you don't want to rent, you could possibly sell it for that refinanced amount compared to having a lien that does not get smaller lingering on the home. It's, you do what's best for you, but research, talk options, ask questions early on. And then I got to go to another topic.
Just the big thing is ask questions.
Ask questions.
Like we said, talk to a lender, talk to a local lender, just because you can sit down in front of them and ask questions. Most lenders can see if they answer a question and you don't understand. You know, we all get that look like,
what?
Yeah. So they can read, they can help you understand, hopefully find the best solution for you, and then just take care of your property as best as you can to your ability.
And I've got two more things to note. Avoiding being a distressed property. Unless you have to, avoid doing deferments or forbearance. Those can put you on the rapid track for foreclosure. Deferment is taking a set amount of payments and just adding them to the length of your loan. If you just got a mortgage and it's a 30-year loan, but you had to do a deferment right out the gate of 4 months, it just became a 30-year in 4 months. Forbearance is, let's say 4-month forbearance. Okay, you don't have to pay it for 4 months. That 5th month, 5 payments are due. The 4 you didn't pay and the one that's due in the 5th month. Ow.
So again, ask questions, do your research.
And read the fine print. Every forbearance I've seen has a fast track clause for foreclosure. Ouch. You just read it, and if this really is the best option for you, you do what's best for you. But you be ready to talk to your bank if you think there's going to be an issue with your forbearance, deferment, miss a payment, talk to them, work on solutions, and ask questions. And if you don't think there are a lot of options out there for you, get with us and we'll go over what we know and connect you to people that have way more knowledge than us so you can choose what's best for you. Because maybe you do need to do a traditional sell before August because that's when your forbearance is up. Cool, let's talk to a lender and see about getting you downsized. Whatever, or into a affordable condo, whatever. But early, active research and asking questions and not just ignoring it could save you and save your family, your lifestyle, and if we're blessed, your home.
Okay, so ask questions, do your research, give your lender a call, give your realtor a call, and go from there. So we're going to get off here. If you have any questions, message.
Call, text, email, or comment.
Yep, any of that. We'll do our best to answer or get you to the person that can.
We are WRME Live, where we do real life, real world real estate every day. Bye.
Bye.